Alright guys, so now that you've seen pretty much the progress of the house, I can't wait to show you guys the progress and plans, or my plans, of what's gonna happen in the yard or on the land of this Mabuhay Squad farmhouse. OMG! No way! OMG, Mabuhay Squad, you won't believe what I'm looking at right now. Oh! Mabuhay Squad, check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to my daily vlogs. Please subscribe.
OMG guys, do you guys know who that is? The small bantam chicken on the right is one of our bantam chickens. Oh, so good to see she is doing well. It seems she's made best friends with a dove or a pigeon. How funny. So for those of you who are just joining us, this bantam chicken was given to us as a gift. There were actually two bantam chickens, but the other one died, sadly. But look, our bantam chicken has made friends with a pigeon or a dove or whatever this is. They love each other. How cute. There's also another chicken right here. I don't know whose chicken that is, but I guess it's ours now. I can't wait to have more chickens. So RJ and I were talking and we were wondering if we'd be able to like raise chickens for meat, and that question is still debatable because I won't be able to kill the chickens, and if we start naming the chickens, it'll be hard to kill them. So for now the plan is just to have kind of egg-laying chickens, if ever. But yeah, that plan might change soon. But we love chickens. It's been my dream to have chickens. I also noticed these two dogs here, these Aspins, street dogs, have claimed our Mabuhay Squad farmhouse as a sanctuary for them. As long as they get along with Cypher, or as long as Cypher doesn't bully them, I'm okay. But oh yay, so happy to see our bantam chicken. By the way guys, if you're new to the vlogs, welcome to the channel. My name is Mikey Bustos. We are here in Cavite, Philippines at the site of our future home. Yes, out in the farm. RJ and I, my partner, decided, well, 3 years ago to start looking for a place to live because we felt like we were ready to move out of my little condo in Metro Manila and also move out of the city. You know what I mean? Like, we wanted to move to the countryside, the province, as they say in the Philippines, just so we could live more organically, and several other reasons which I'll get into. Yeah, so this project of our house and farm has been 3 years in the making, really. We bought the land 2 years ago, so check out that vlog if you haven't seen it yet. But now I'm going to take all of you guys through our lot, through the backyard now. I can go over some of my plans, initial plans for what we're gonna do in the yard, and also maybe show you a cool few things about permaculture. Yes. So if you're just joining us, this entire lot, including the lot of the house, is almost 3,000 square meters. So it's a nice amount of land, not massive, but enough for RJ and I, our team, and some animals. But over here, by these beautiful, massive banana trees, you'll see the gravesite of our recently deceased parrot, Ligaya. So here is where our African gray parrot was buried a couple weeks ago. We really miss her. She had lost her battle with a very devastating nervous digestive disease called PDD. It was just so sad, but she will always be remembered, and we will work on some kind of like monument somewhere on the property for her. She's actually the reason we decided to get this place, and we even designed the home around her, hoping and expecting she would be living with us here. But sadly, that's how life is, I guess. Now guys, this is the thing I love about living in the tropics. Beautiful banana trees. Guys, we have awesome bananas. I can't wait to harvest and eat our first bananas. And banana trees are really interesting. Have a look at it. Like, it doesn't have bark, and they say that banana trees are actually shrubs. They're not trees. And they say bananas are actually berries. I don't know, guys, we were lied to as kids. Anyways, here's a banana tree. Now what happens is when you harvest a banana, I think the whole stalk dies, but it's always sending up new banana trees. See, like, see these baby banana trees? Like this banana tree here will be as big as the tallest banana tree. So it's constantly releasing new like babies around it. I think that's how it works. And then the bananas appear at the top. So like this huge beautiful like flower, they call it a banana bell or a banana flower, comes out, it blooms, and then from it or from the stalk of it come the bananas, and then you just chop the stalk off, and then I don't know, I think the tree dies, not sure. But love these banana trees. They are so awesome. See dead leaves here. See, there's one tree that died, I guess. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I wonder if these banana trees taste sweet. Here is what's called agave, and they call it in English taro. So this is an edible plant. It's sweet. It tastes like marshmallows apparently. Like, I think it's the root. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Look at how massive this leaf is. It is so big. Like guys, look at how big this leaf is. It's massive. Like, oh sorry, I ripped it. The size of my arm. It's literally huge. It's such a beautiful, beautiful plant. Beautiful plants here. Okay, so speaking of plants, my plans for this land are always changing, right? And RJ and I talk about it every day. Like, how are we going to plan this? First of all, in terms of landscaping, architect will landscape the sort of living areas. So around the pool, around the house, that kind of thing. So there will be pros taking care of what gets planted there. But in terms of like the farming stuff, I really wanted to apply what's called permaculture to this farm. So what is permaculture? Okay, I'm by no means an expert at it. I'm still studying. There's a lot to know. But basically, permaculture is sort of like a way of farming that applies principles of a living forest to whatever it is you're growing. And why is that important? Well, it's because it's the most sustainable way of farming. And why is it more sustainable? Because, okay, let's look at a traditional farm. I've talked about this in a previous vlog. In a traditional farm, you till the soil, it's all soil, you load the soil with nutrients and fertilizers, and then you plant the plants in a row perfectly, and then that's how your fruits and vegetables grow, right? That's a traditional way. Now, the problem with that is it's not that sustainable because, first of all, if you have lots of fertilizers being dropped into the soil, that affects the ecosystem. Fertilizers, which are rich in nitrogen, get leach into the water system. It really screws up an ecosystem, it poisons fish, that kind of thing. Another thing too is chemical pesticides you have to use in a traditional setup of farming. Just a bunch of very unsustainable ways. Oh, the soil gets leached of nutrients after several years of farming the traditional way, right? Now, applying permaculture is different because you apply what we know about a forest to growing your crops. Now, when we think of a forest, right, it's self-sustaining. It grows on its own. It doesn't need any kind of fertilizers, right? Year after year, the forest grows and grows and grows and gets more lush. And why is that? Well, it's because a forest is self-sustaining. And so permaculture essentially teaches people how to farm in a way that you can farm for years and years and years. And just like a forest, your farming and produce gets better and better and better. Unlike normal farming where you have to add various agents to ensure that you still get a good yield. So one of the things about permaculture, which I love, is called a food forest. So I plan on growing on this land sort of a mini food forest. And guys, stay tuned because I'm about to start our food forest today in this vlog. So a food forest is essentially like pretty much establishing your own forest. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. So planting your vegetables and fruits in a way that it kind of creates a forest. And there are several levels of a forest. The first level is the canopy. It's called your canopy. Here in the Mabuhay Squad farmhouse, our canopy are these beautiful acacia trees. See that? Beautiful, beautiful canopy. Then under that, you have herbaceous trees like our banana trees. Behind it, there is a papaya tree as well. Some bamboo there. What else? I plan on planting more herbaceous trees on the property. And then under the herbaceous tree level, you have shrubs like the gabi, which we saw over there. Other kind of low-level shrubs and trees and stuff. And then under that level, you have ground cover, which is this. We plan on clearing some of this, right? And then under ground cover, you have root system. So the gabi, like carrots, are included in the root system. And then on all levels, you have what are called vines. So your grapes, your squashes, that kind of thing. So when you build a food forest, you want to have all levels of vegetation, because that way you can have as much like plants, I guess, in a space, and you maximize that space. And here's the beauty of it. So those plants shed their leaves, branches die, they fall to the ground, and what happens to that? It turns into fertilizer for the plants. So like you see, it's self-perpetuating and fertilizing, which is great. You don't really need to do anything, really. You don't need to add fertilizers, that kind of thing. It just kind of takes care of itself. And because of the nature of a food forest, there's lots of habitat for animals, which take care of taking care of your pests, right? So like you attract various native birds to your food forest, and they're the ones to eat the pests that are eating your fruits and vegetables. Isn't that great? So like you don't really need pesticides, so that takes care of that. And again, you don't have to worry about the soil losing its nutrients, because the plants are constantly revitalizing the soil with its dead leaves and branches. So my plans are to create a mini food forest here in all of this space, and there's a lot of space. In the vlog you can't really tell how much space there is, but it's a lot. Like there's a lot of room to do things. We are building a 2-story residence way down there for members of our team at the Ellsie to live in, possibly editors, so that's there. But other than that, we have a lot of room to play with things. But guys, here's the thing. RJ doesn't want a massive forest growing in our yard, and we've talked about it, and I agree with him. Like, let's say we have guests, we don't want to have to bushwhack our way through to get to the bahay kubo, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be super wild. So my plans currently now are to create pockets of food forests, just so that our yard is still like hospitable, people can walk around and not have to worry about snakes being close, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I'll keep certain areas sort of food forest-ish and wild, and the rest, like especially around the pool and where other guests will be around the bahay kubo, we'll keep it more clear, you know what I mean? Okay guys, RJ and I also dreamed of having a lifestyle and existence that leaves less of a footprint ecologically. So our house will be pretty green, there will be solar panels, we will have a way of collecting rainwater. In fact, there was a huge, there was a pipe up here where we were surprised to discover rainwater from the street was like funneling to get to the creek, which is on the other side here. And we were like, oh my god, another expense. Like, this is bad, because like during typhoons, water will spill into our property. However, after thinking about it more, we actually realized it's a blessing, because now we could just build a canal, which you see there, which can feed our fish pond below our bahay kubo. So it can help us change water in the fish pond when we need. We can also collect all of that valuable rainwater to water our property. And I want to show you our fish pond now. I am going through the thickest bush here. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so guys, this is our fish pond. So right now there are nets, but when we initially designed and decided to have a fish pond, the main purpose was to grow our own fish, right? We wanted to grow tilapia, edible shrimp, and snails, and we could eat it ourselves. But then over the years, RJ and I kind of lost our taste for tilapia. Now the plan is to create a sort of like naturalistic pond, possibly add koi, but we want to make it sort of like a beautiful marsh, but also slightly less wild, because we have to add a filter and waterfall, aerator, all of that, so that no mosquitoes are in here. But I would love to plant some beautiful reeds and lotus or water lilies here, just to attract more wildlife, and just so it's serene. We have our own sort of like beautiful massive pond here. Gonna throw in some red-eared slider turtles, I think that'll be cute. And yeah, so this wall here was built by architect because cane toads exist in this area, and they end up going into the pond and not being able to get out. So we had to create that to keep them away. Now, once this fills up with rainwater and we decide we want to change the water, we can either open, though there are holes there that can drain the water to the creek on the other side, or we can use all of this valuable nitrogen-rich water from the fish to water our plants. So that way we are conserving nutrients. And again, our produce can be nice and healthy. Now guys, as I said before, today I made sure we wouldn't leave without starting our food forest. Like, it's time. Now, I can't plant anything near the construction because it might get trampled on by the workers, or it just, something might be there and whatever I plant might need to be transplanted somewhere else. But I figured all the way here at the corner of the property would be a perfect place to plant our first set of plants. So guys, this is the corner of our lot. We actually also own the other side of this wall where the creek is, so we could go there too. But here there's a tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is. Let me show you the leaves. Maybe some of you from the Philippines might be able to identify the tree. Not sure what kind of tree it is. It's a beautiful tree, but this will eventually become our canopy. Look, we see various levels now of the forest. I see a vining system here. See, we have ground cover. See that? It's just missing herbaceous. Well, there's kind of like a herbaceous tree there in the area, some around. Over here on the other side, that is a true forest. You'll find all 5 levels of a forest here. So our goal is to create something like this, but also throwing in some vegetables and fruit plants, flowers and that sort of thing, herbs that we can use and eat. Okay, so guys, look what I brought. I brought some seeds. Yes! These are ampalaya. It's called bitter gourd. Do you guys know this? Bitter gourd or bitter melon, commonly used in Filipino cuisine. But it's a vining plant, and it's a vining plant that means so much to me because my mom grew it every year in the summer in our yard in Canada. So I felt it was an awesome plant to be the first plant that we plant here on the Mabuhay Squad farmhouse. Mommy, look, I got ampalaya. Gonna grow it. My question now is where to plant it. Like, should we plant it here and have it grow on our wall, or like here and have it grow up this tree, or maybe like on the other side here on this sort of like bamboo woodwork? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna like throw it to the wind and let nature decide where these ampalaya seeds will grow. So this is what they look like. Ooh, how awesome. Okay, but do I have to plant it in the ground, or can I just like throw it? I mean, in nature, the ampalaya seeds just fall to the ground and then they grow. Not sure if this is gonna work, but here we go, Mabuhay Squad, our very first crops. Yes. Guys, I'm such a beginner farmer. Like, what am I thinking? I already know RJ and I, well, mostly me, because I'm the one, I guess, who's gonna be growing most of the stuff. We're gonna make mistakes. Like, this is gonna be such a learning curve, but an exciting learning curve. I love starting new things and learning new activities because it's all like being in school again. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw some there, over the fence, throw the rest here by the tree, and I don't know, ligaya, let's make this grow. Ligaya ampalaya. Alright, so let's hope nature does its thing and we come back here and we see some ampalaya vines. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm gonna check out our fish pond. Guys, there are beautiful, beautiful dragonflies. Red ones, see? Beautiful red dragonflies. And one of you commented saying that dragonflies in an area mean oxygen is good, which is great. I'm glad. So there's this platform as part of the fish pond, which I'm thinking we could maybe plant some, you know, those plants that are good for the sides of ponds, you know, like the plants that grow well at the edge of the water. So we could plant those here. It does look like we have, okay, let's not fall into the water right now. OMG. Okay, wow, this is an adventure. It does seem we have a papaya tree. Is this a papaya? It is, right guys? We have a papaya tree growing at the edge of the water. How cool. Yeah, so eventually we'll remove these nets when we naturalistically decorate this. As you can see, pipes for draining into the creek, which we'll take a look at after. And now we're walking underneath the bahay kubo, which is at the top. This is a traditional bamboo hut. That there is an oxygenator, pumps the water with oxygen for the fish. You can walk all the way here. Ooh, I like this. And now here you'll see the canal that was built to funnel rainwater from the street. It can flow into our fish pond, or, see, there's the opening, or it can flow into the creek, which is right there. See the creek? Beautiful creek, actually. Very nice. When it rains, the creek level is higher. And then at the back, look at all of that lush forest. I don't think that is for sale. I just think that is like wildlife now. That's just, it's gonna be wildlife forever, which is great because then it means the endemic animals and creatures have a place to live, you know? We wanna keep this place a sanctuary. Oh my God, something's moving underneath there. It looked big. I bet it's like a monitor lizard or something. What was that? Okay, I'm starting to get scared. What kind of wildlife are we talking about that's living here? Okay, well, we definitely don't have monkeys in this area, do we? I bet it was a monitor lizard. Guys, the undergrowth was going... It looked big. OMG, I don't know what that is. Okay, but anyways, we do have reticulated pythons in this area, allegedly, and spitting cobras, but I understand they stay away from humans. Like, they don't want to have anything to do with us, so hopefully they stay out of our way. Just in case, we hope to have anti-venom in our first aid kit at home, and then also RJ and I have been talking, and we've decided that all of us, including our staff, editors, etc., we're going to enroll everybody for a 1-week course for basic CPR, first aid, all of that, just so everyone knows what to do in case of certain emergencies, right? And that should be really cool too. Here's bamboo. RJ wants to get rid of the bamboo. We'll probably get rid of the bamboo here, but the rest of the bamboo will stay. Like all of that bamboo. It just looks so nice. Look at that bamboo. Beautiful, right? Makes it look so Asian. I'm a little concerned as to what like beast was under all of that undergrowth. Guys, it was big. I could hear it. So other trees and plants we want to plant on the property, possibly more papaya because I love papaya. Papaya is delicious, easy to grow. Want to grow aratiles. When we were out in the countryside visiting a breeding facility, I tasted this most delicious fruit. It tasted sweet like persimmons, but just so sweet, not tart, so not sour, but it was the most delicious berry I've ever tasted. Harvested from a tree. I'm like, RJ, what is this called? I love it. It's called aratiles. Filipinos call it that. I don't know if it has an English name, but I would love to grow aratiles here. Also want to grow several very Filipino fruits that, you know, when my relatives from Canada or US come to Philippines, they're always like, oh, I want to have longan or I want to eat rambutan. Fruits that generally are kind of hard to get abroad if you're living abroad, but it's like the first sort of like sentimental fruit that Filipinos coming back to Philippines want to eat and they crave it, you know? So I want to grow those types of fruit trees. I don't know if durian will grow here. We will try, but I heard it's hard, but we could try. We are, after all, growing a food forest, so that when my family comes, we can be like, oh, you want rambutan or you want lanzones? Go, it's in the yard. Go pick it yourself. Pesticide free and completely organic. There's our water tower. We're gonna have a big water tank up there, as well as a secondary water tank on the roof deck. So we have water pressure. Now the water currently comes from an aquifer, like an underground source of water. It doesn't come from our city water. So it's chlorine free. However, because of that, I don't know if we're allowed to drink it, but it's good to know that we won't be bathing in chlorine. Now here's the pool. You can't tell from this picture, but this pool is quite large and it's an odd shape. It's not like the typical rectangular or square pool or round pool. It's like a weird shape. And then there's gonna be a bridge that goes from this side here to the other side. And then this area here is for a swim up bar. So we'll have a place where, you know, we could hire a bartender to, you know, mix drinks for us while we're in the pool. The seats will be inside the pool so we could sit down in the water and drink our cocktails, wine, tequila, whatever we want. And on the back of that sort of swim up bar will be bathrooms and also showers, so they could go to the bathroom or shower after the pool and then they could head inside. Ooh, there's more gabi growing here. Like, these plants are just have been naturally growing here. There's a lot of space to plant other things along here, right? Also on the other side, we're thinking maybe plant also along back there. It's close to the kitchen as well, in case RJ wants to grow his herbs like basil, parsley, all of that. It can grow on that side close to the kitchen, so RJ can just go outside, harvest his herbs, and then go inside and cook. But in terms of chicken houses, RJ doesn't want them near the house. He says it smells. But when I had a chicken, I don't remember it smelling. Like, yeah, the poo smells when you come close, but it never caused a huge smell cloud. But if ever we do have a chicken house, I'm thinking it might have to be this extreme end. Like, we're basically close to where we planted the ampalaya and away from the pool, I guess. So the chickens can go, they can graze, they can feed, and then in the night go back back into their chicken house. And again, for now, the chickens will be pets. So we'll like selectively choose long-lived chickens that are particularly good for egg laying, and then can go all the way to the chicken coop and collect eggs in the morning. That'll be cute. Now, also, some of you might not know, we had a chicken that I raised last year. Her name was Hope. She lived in my condo most of her life, but she was a meat chicken. So meat chickens don't live very long, sadly. They were bred to just kind of grow super quickly and then be killed for their meat. So she ended up dying, sadly. Miss you, Hope. But I hope that our chickens that we choose are more longer lived. So I would love to have an Easter egger chicken. Beautiful breed. I hear they live long and they produce good quality eggs. I still have like time to research the different breeds of chicken and see what we can do. But guys, check this out. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flowers. It's a vining plant. See, climbed up here. Gorgeous purple flowers that look like lady slippers from North America. Looks like almost like an orchid, but this is not an orchid. Oh, beautiful. It has a bean as its fruit. The plan also is to have some palm trees planted here around the pool, just so it really feels like the tropics for anyone who wants to swim. I was looking into foxtail palms because I love the way they look. They just remind me of like vacations and like traveling to Mexico and the Caribbean and that kind of thing. A lot of resorts use them because they're easy to grow and they're very common. Another aspect of permaculture is something called community resilience. So basically how efficiently and effectively a community can bounce back from catastrophes, you know, apocalypse, really, any crises, you know, natural disasters, that kind of thing. And so permaculture, one of the, I guess, things of permaculture, community sustainability or resilience is you support each other. So if we were to follow permaculture here on this property, we would give all of our extra produce to our neighbors or sell it to them or whatnot. In our case, we'll probably give them. And that way, like, it's sustainable for everybody. Everybody benefits. Maybe my land isn't the best place to grow squash, for example. But say a little bit down the street, the soil conditions and the temperature and the position for sun, etc. is more favorable for squash. So I would go to our neighbor and be like, hey, can I buy a squash from you? Here, I've got some ampalaya for you. Take this whole barrel of ampalaya. So we plan on doing that too, like trading with our local community and supporting local farmers, because this is also ecologically better. There are a ton of food documentaries out there. The food industry, guys, is not so good for the environment, especially meat, dairy farming, like livestock. That is bad for the environment. Their poo and waste leached into the soil and enters the water system. A lot of these cows and livestock and chickens are fed like hormones and stuff. It's crazy if you like check out some of the documentaries. And so like we're eating this stuff, and it's funny because every time RJ and I go back to Canada or US, we see these massive chicken legs going, oh my god, this is a chicken. It's like so big and juicy and fat and delicious, the chicken over in North America. And then when we come back here and we try our chicken, it's like somehow smaller. But then we also notice that our skin kind of changes when we're abroad. You know, like a lot of people have acne when they're abroad, and then they come here in the Philippines, and then a couple days later or a week or two later, their skin clears up. Relatives I have in Canada have skin issues, and they come here and like, yes, the humidity helps their skin, but also I believe it's the diet. They're eating less hormones and all of those other chemicals that are like inside the animals that you're eating. So the food industry is really kind of something RJ and I have looked at, and we're like, let's get out of it. So the best way for those of you who do live in major cities is to support your local farmers, because usually the local farmers do not like, you know, have the instruments and like the means to like inject hormones of various kinds into their animals, and they're just raised on like home farms like this. That is the best meat, dairy, anything, animal products you can get when it's raised on like a home farm. So guys, go to your marketplace and support local farmers. Obviously you can also go shop in the organic section at groceries. I guess that helps too, but you know, it's more expensive. Might as well just buy it directly from the source, right? What I also appreciate about this land is it's sloping. See this beautiful slope? Like, it's hilly. So there's more that we could do with the land instead of just like a flat land. Flat land is good too. Where we built the house, that's flat. That's good. But like having a yard that's sloping like this is very, very nice. Very picturesque. I love how there's like a armchair style vegetation at the back. It just looks so pretty. Like, see this? Like, this looks so pretty. And it's like calm and serene. I love that. And I love, yeah, that there's more opportunity for landscaping because of this, the topography of the place. We hope to preserve the topography of this land. So there are different kinds of farms, right? This farm here is called a mixed farm because we'll have animals and we also have plants, right? Farms that just grow animals are called pastoral farms, and farms that just grow plants are called arable farms. This is mixed because it has both. This is also a sustenance farm, meaning the food we grow is not really to sell. Like, that's not going to be our income. It's just really to sustain me, RJ, our pets, our team members, those who live here. But our Iloilo farm on another island here in the Philippines, it's 33 hectares, very big, is a commercial arable farm. So no animals, just plants of various kinds, and it's to sell. And we'll definitely be updating you guys on the progress and I guess update on the Iloilo hacienda in another vlog. Some exciting things coming up, guys, promise. So by the way, if you haven't yet subscribed, join the Mabuhay squad. These vlogs are, in my opinion, are gonna get super, super crazy and fun and just homesteading vlogs, guys. I would love for you to join us on this journey. Hey, Sives! Yes, how you liking? How you liking it? No running around, okay? Doctor's orders. And there he goes. Now, a lot of our inspiration for our future home comes from our travels around the world. And one of the things I wanted to show you guys was this here is a coconut flower. Yes, this is what a coconut flower looks like. And we collected it from our recent trip to Bahay Trinidad. As you saw in a few vlogs back, there was a typhoon that rolled through and there were tons of these coconut flowers that were on the ground. So we collected it because we plan on doing a sort of shower head for those who want to shower before getting in and coming out of the pool. In Sri Lanka, not sure if you guys saw that vlog, there was this awesome resort called Surf where there was an outdoor shower attached to your room with a coconut flower shower head. Like literally water came out of this area, like rained down on you. It was awesome. So we wanted to do that as well for the shower head outside for the pool. Wouldn't that be cool, Mabuhay Squad? You can shower from a coconut flower. I think we'll definitely have to preserve it or shellac it or stain it or something just so it doesn't rot, but so neat. So Architect just confirmed that they could definitely do something like this at the back of the swim up bar. See that, guys? We'll try to duplicate this for the back of our swim up bar. So cool. See these pieces of wood that came from the tree? See how it just kind of like decays on the land? You can actually chop this up and turn it into wood chips and then just like distribute it on your property, and it will like add nitrogen to your soil and enrich the soil. Again, no need for fertilizers. Nature has the best way to fertilize the soil, right? All these little leaves shed by the acacia tree, they break down and they provide nutrients as well for the soil. So you see, like, a natural forest will sustain itself. It's like self-replicating, self-nourishing, and if you can manage to farm using nature's natural way, much more sustainable for sure. Of course, the food industry cannot really use permaculture so much because we're talking about millions and millions of people that need to eat, right? They have technology and machinery and like chemicals to help produce as much food as possible in a short amount of time so that they could supply everyone who needs to eat. But again, that way is not the best for Mother Nature. Oh my god, Mabuhay Squad. The cutest lizard. Oh, look at how cute it is. Guys, see that little tiny cute lizard? Oh my god, I don't even know what kind of lizard it is. I guess it's a type of skink. But oh my gosh, it is so cute. It looks like a Pokemon. It's basking. How cute. Aww. See guys, the wildlife. The wildlife. Mabuhay Squad, soon, we will be here. Man, almost there. It's been such a long journey. OMG, I just got done picking ants off little Cypher's paws. You have to watch where you go, Cypher. You can't just walk around. Ants will bite you. They were Carabera diversa, Asian marauder ants. There are tons of ants here, Cypher. You have to be careful where you walk. That was an awesome session, guys. Woo. Did you enjoy it? Sorry, I was nerding out on farming. RJ, did you enjoy that visit?
Yep.
Yes. Cypher, did you enjoy that visit to the Mabuhay Spot farmhouse? I think so. But guys, the adventure has not ended. In fact, an adventure awaits us today. We're not heading home after this. Surprise, surprise! RJ and I have some surprises for you guys because right now we are heading to